Yeah, so that album, of course, sank pretty much completely without trace, actually. I actually met the guy the other day who bought it, who said how much he loved that track, which was very flattering, you know.
Also, very film tracky themes in there.
Well, I think it is, you know, I mean, I've done with the classical stuff as well, obviously, which we're not talking about so much today, but I do get a lot of people say, you know, you're so suited to doing that, why don't you do it? And I say, well, no one will let me loose on their film, which is fair enough, really. It does require quite a bit of self-editing, I think, to do good soundtracks. I think some of the best soundtracks are quite concise, quite simple. I'm a bit rambly, as you can hear. But then that's, if people like what I do, that's what they like about me, is my rambliness, I think. It's always been curious a little bit, though, that taking the whole career, you know, I said before when I wrote A Curious Feeling, the tracks on that, if there had been a Genesis album, would have been on the Genesis album. So I have this curious thing where I write a track and it ends up on a Genesis album, it becomes a sort of famous in a way. I mean, you take a song like Afterglow, which became a sort of standard piece. I mean, I wrote exactly the same way as I write any of these ones. Of course, I had the advantage of having, you know, the singers and players and everyone that were on those albums. But I don't, in terms of the music I've written, I think it's not like one's better than the other. It's just one's more better known than the other. And the nature of pop music being what it is, particularly in sort of from the mid-70s onwards, you kind of needed a single to promote an album. So, you know, we always had to sort of seem to be lucky once we'd had a hit with Follow You, Follow Me in 78. After that, with Genesis, we were able to put out singles, even quite unlikely singles like Turn It On Again or Mama, and they were hits. And this kind of meant that people went out and experienced the whole album. Unfortunately, I could never quite do that with the solo albums because things weren't hits. And it would have been nice if something like I Want to Change the Score, I think, would have been a nice one to have had it, because I think the album still was very strong. And I think Strictly Inc. was strong too. But, you know, I mean, I've been very lucky to have had the one side of my career which has just snowballed, even if this side hasn't been quite as good as one might have hoped.